Hello everyone, this is RC0530. I'm bringing you a battle on another D-Day in Paradise, the naval version. So, another D-Day in Paradise. First, let's do a bit of a map overview, because this is a pretty well, it's well played. It's often played. So it's good to take a look at that, so we have a good understanding of it. First, let's start with the center zones. Well, actually, let's start with the spawn points. Spawn points, you have, on the naval version, you're going to have, and on the normal version, you're going to have your spawn points starting over there, or opposite for Blue 4. You're also going to have one ground-only reinforcement point from Echo. For Blue 4, that's India over here. So it's pretty, both are pretty advantageous to grab early on. They'll greatly shorten your travel times. Because otherwise, they'll have to go all down that road and all that. So, that windy, curvy road. And then, we also have Lima and Kilo over here. Just to go over them, you have a very forested area, a motorized or mechanized deck usually does pretty well here. Of course, the general deck does well here as well. Juliet, usually you'll see a lot of armor clashing. As well, it's a pretty close engagement range. It's useful to have tanks in here, like M1A1s, or T-72B line. So yeah, Juliet usually sees a lot of tank action. Meanwhile, don't forget about this little side forest here. This little side forest is extensive, first off. It's not just a little forest, it's a pretty big forest. And you'll usually see a ton of fighting going here. Just because it is super important to, take this. Usually it'll be a lot of fighting over this town area. With the Red 4 kind of making its lines here, and then Blue 4 kind of making its lines here. So it's extremely important to take that. And Charlie and Hotel usually stalemates because, well, you got this, and you get just this one road right here, for vehicles to pass through, unless you drive them all the way around here, and as well as your infantry, and you flank this. So you always got to have like some, Changshu in here in my case. So yeah, that's a bit of the overview of the normal area. For any another D-Day in Paradise map, it's going to contain this ground section. This ground section doesn't get smaller. It only it doesn't get any larger. This will always stay the same, whether it's the 2v2 or the 3v3 version. And then the 3v3 version adds this naval section here. Yeah, so this is pretty interesting. The naval section extends out into the water, so if, you're not, watching this, I could send a ship or land at some, command infantry in here, or in here, and capture the zone, start bringing in helicopters or amphibious units. So watch out for that, because this is big. So it also means that if you're in a naval game, you can cut off the supply of the enemy's naval units, which can lead them to do some pretty desperate things. But, yeah, so there is that. So let's just speed this up here. Now, I think we had two US decks that do an HK E3 were both using. At least I think. Yeah. And then Mad Max was using a Canadian deck, I believe. I think Canadian motorized. And then, yeah, I think HK was using a, using a US deck. Or maybe he was using a NORAD deck. Both would make sense. I think HK might have actually been using a NORAD deck, but I'm not entirely certain. I was using my North Korea Mechanized deck. MLRS had a USSR motorized 1980. He didn't provide a lot of ground support. He really just did, aircraft. And Scruffy had a USSR general deck. Napalming this bridge, fortunately for North Korea, it dissipated before, you know, it ran out. So yep, over here, it's just showing me this huge column of forces. Okay, first we have this MI4 group over here. These have my Yukjeondaes. Now I was gonna try to land them over here, you know, in this area, so that way I could flank around here and get some damage done on the enemy tanks and stuff while he engaged. Got shot down by a pit. Because I'm like, okay, you can make it. So they're still moving, and then I try to offload them and they kill it totally, just destroy it. Anyways, he's doing a great job over here, Mad Max's at suppressing and stunning my units. He has a lot of Canadian airborne 90s, Pathfinders, you know, some Leopards, you know, to get through his fire support, and these Bisons. Also has these Cougars, which is cool. But yeah, North Korea is holding out valiantly. Very valiantly. As all North Koreans do. So yep, everything's just getting shot at here. They're taking casualties, I'm taking a lot of casualties. And that's when I decide, you know what, time to bring in the B5. Because what better to deal with a heavy infantry push than a B5. Drops its bombs, and then the pips are like, not gonna happen, man, and they shoot it down. With the Eagles on support. Wipes out most of his infantry, including my own. But yeah, it was worth it, I guess you could say, to kill his. Mine is cheap. Well, my Yukjeondaes are taking out, you know, Canadian Airborne exceptionally well. They have much better accuracy. And you know, the SU-100s managed to kill off one Leopard C1, but you know, not going to be able to recreate the same trick again. So yeah, both of us are like, holy crap, gotta get some more infantry in here. Holy crap. Because yeah, we don't have any anymore. So these Yukjeondaes managed to get a lot of kills. They not only killed the Canadian Airborne, but they killed the Leopard. All good stuff. Bad for him, but good for me. So yeah, I got these, you know, more of these ZSDs were with, you know, my infantry. Meanwhile, MLRS has these tarantulas here, and the Udaloy got sniped or something. I have no clue what happened there. He's putting a lot of precise mortar fire on these positions, and that's when I saw the Freedom Fighter go in. I'm like, oh crap, that's gonna hurt. And yeah, it really would. And then they decide to go happily back into the building. So yeah, we've got more Canadian Airborne, and he was using a motorized deck, or you know, and so he had a huge advantage in speed over me. Now instead of targeting the Wolverines like I had ordered them to, they decided, screw that plan, and so they decided to blow up the Grizzlies. So also bringing these guys in, and holy crap, they, you know, chunk shooting stuff didn't stand a chance. The Yukjeondae, on the other hand, really do. And so they're able to panic and stun a lot of these, you know, Canadian Airborne with their superior rate of fire. Meanwhile, he didn't say delayed on the mortars, but, you know, by the time he had fired them, my Yukjeondae were no longer in the building. And they had switched buildings, and were engaging the Canadians in close quarter battle. More Grizzlies coming in with more Canadian Airborne 90s, and in the meanwhile, you know, I have my own, you know, more forces coming in, and yeah, it's just like, okay, we need more, we need more, we need more, we need more, all, you know, just because, yeah, we were at a big spot. Yes, these Hyundais start engaging these Canadian airborne. Panicked them because they blew up the transports, but not going to go well for these guys. Yeah, the Chongshu are still engaging. They're both, engaging at relatively, similar accuracies. Which, of course, blowing up a 10-point transport gets the Chongshu's instantly to elite. Because North Korea logic. In the meantime, I have some Dibben Chungpos coming in, as well as another flame tank. Yeah, these Chongshu's aren't doing well. So the Dibben Chungpos decided to give them a bit of a help. Well, not immediately. They're doing the Wolverines. A lot of fire here, and then he decides to bomb them. And this was my biggest weakness for a while, was that I just didn't have really any bombers that could, handle it. So, well, not bombers, I guess. I didn't have AA, cheaper bombers in my opinion. Those real fighters are super cheap, and they're also very lethal. Meanwhile, the only bomber I have is the B5. You kind of don't want to use, the B5, on especially with my elite, well, not elite, but my really good definition pose here, doing a lot of damage. Now elite. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to get, like, the ZSD and, other of these transports in here, just to engage them and try to do some damage. Take their fire off Vivid to impose. Which, yeah, I'm doing too hot. However, we managed to kill off one group. Yep. Just engaging those guys, and they have the frontal armor to where I guess they can take a hit. Of course, that really helps, the Canadian airborne some of the value back, but still. And that's when the bombers start moving in. And it's also when HK decides it's time to really start helping out. You get to see how weak this line is, because North Korea is too OP for them. So yeah, those MI4s coming in. They're painfully slow, though. And MLRS kind of said he was providing air support, but I guess he didn't get it out, soon enough with these MiG-25 PDs. Not the best air superiority fighters, but I've definitely seen them do miracles. It also has a Coyote here. Coyote, interesting enough, has 3 armor penetration, so that's kind of interesting and makes it really good. Well, it seems like he's fired his Bison so much, and I gotta say, he did a great job with these Bisons. He did a great job with them, if I haven't said it already. The thing is, though, enemy has a lot more superiority fighters. A lot more. So yeah, there's that. I'm gonna speed this up a bit while we wait for more Hyundais to take their place. Bring in some more flame infantry. Didn't bring in enough of them just to say at the start. Yeah, he pre-bombed this position, and yeah, he managed to get some of these Hyundais, really knocked out. They're in the forest now. So yeah. Also, I have a Pongay 3 now. And I've got the 1992 Spogs coming in. I'm going to speed this up more, considering it's a 52-minute long match. Yeah, that's why you put your units on attack move right there. Because otherwise, once they'll have to wait to stop and stuff. There's that too. That was the first plane that we knocked out. With those 1992 Spogs. To slow this down out of the action and really pick it up. So these Chongshu's are going up against once again Canadian riflemen. Or now panicked, so strong shoes. Yeah, we're just doing some stunning and panicking, and that's kind of the goal here. I mean, there's not really much we can do. It's just to make this guy as bad as he can. Yep, so just trying to stem the tide of Canadian everything. I still can't believe how many of these guys he had. Especially at elite. Now, that was what, caught me off guard, was how many he could take at elite. Yeah, we're miraculously winning. Scruffy did a great job pushing over here against enemy Delta Force, and they're pretty scattered now. Yeah, it's interesting to see him using starships. I don't like them a lot, so you probably won't see me use them a lot or at all. But still. So yeah, I'm just like, already please, and that's when, yeah, the Schmells start engaging, I think, this position here. Yep. And so I was like, okay, what artillery are you firing? I kind of need to know for my troops and I'm getting them out. But, I didn't realize he's using the freaking Schmell, which, if we just look at its most tight dispersion, 4,550, not the worst, by far for MLRS, but still, it was just so close, and it stunned my own guys, and that was just really bothered me. And so, really not a lot ended up hitting the town, but they stunned, they panicked, but did the same thing to my guys is the issue. More Grizzlies, which means more Canadians. So yeah, just really taking a hammer. I'm taking a hammering over here, but I'm dishing one out too. More forces, more units, just put them in the pile, Yep. Some good damage to those Highlanders. And that's when the 1992 Spogs decided to turn AT vehicle. And that they do. And yeah, at that point, Scruffy starts sending help, PCs. I'm like, hey, I'm double teamed over here, I could definitely use some help. So yeah, got that help. So thank you, Scruffy for sending, help like that. Normal help. Other than, like, air support and stuff, which is important. But I'd rather have more ground support in some, in some times. Just because I need more forces. Yeah, and he's got those Eric's launchers, which are doing a great job at pinning down my forces. And the Lores coming in here. So yeah, not a lot of action. He's just sort of shelling stuff, or kind of shelling stuff too. This time it actually is engaging, the position, which is kind of nice. Now, I think Scruffy had captured these M35 cargoes, so he'd send them in over here. But yeah, so basically everyone's like, we need more units. And yeah, at this point, finally getting my own mortars. It's just sort of like I was playing catch-up. A lot of catch-up. So, yep. Yep. So yeah, now he's got more Canadians. But the good news for me is I have, of course, more forces that I can bring in. A lot more forces. The Changshu's go in, they kill off that starship. Also have a T-72M. Gonna use it. Try to back him up here. Yeah, they've already taken, you know, casualties and damage. He had a ton of forces here. And at this point, he was walking around his Pathfinders to try to kill off my forces here. Really gutsy with those SU-24s there. Really gutsy with the 1992 spots, though, kill off that aardvark. Great job there, I have to say. Yeah, that MLRS is, you know, doing damage. Yeah, it's hitting those bisons. And then, you know, of course, the rocket pod comes in, really starts panicking and sending the enemy. He's got a lot of panicked infantry coming up against Mike and Palmer. Or Palmer infantry, I should say. Yeah, at this point, just getting overwhelmed was the biggest issue by the sheer amount of Canadians. Strike incoming. No, it's going to be a rocket strike. But I didn't have time to write all that. Sadly, these things are so painfully slow. At this point, I had extremely bad connection. And so it was just, like, very difficult to know if I was actually doing anything or not. But as we can see, we've done some damage here with those rocket pods. Especially in panicking them. And yeah, I mean, we have groups of one at this point, just because of those rocket pods. Yeah, those leopards were really going to cause an issue. Definitely going to cause an issue, I should say. It was sort of a case of, please prioritize these tanks, those Mi-24Ps. Pulling off the Pathfinder's pretty well, though. And in the meantime, they're getting flanked by the Hyundai with their awesome units. Awesome moves. Knocking out leopards. Had he gotten that one a bit earlier, I probably would have had another Hyundai, which would have been really nice. Because, you know, the Hyundai are pretty good. Meanwhile, they were doing a great job probing for my weakness, and it was just, for me, hold on, hold on, hold on. And yeah, he had these Pathfinders over here which were able to beat out my Pachongshus and kill off my Iglots. I wasn't even paying attention to this. It was just like, okay, we need forces here, we need forces here, we need forces here. But yeah, those, man, these guys just really earned their, rations for the day. He's doing some smirching over here. I don't know what, probably these paladins, probably trying to do some counter battery. Ooh, that was... Oh, I thought that was going to be closer. Yeah, just flying these guys over once I realized what was going on. See what I can see, kill what I can kill, sort of a deal. But yeah, these guys just... You know, did alright, I guess. That was just too close. But to defend these, you know, they're good, you know, helicopters. And I'm no good because I'm playing as North Korea. You know, that was sort of my reaction, I guess. It was just like, Come on, treasure those helicopters. They're really good. They're also, you know, they're decent attack helicopters. Don't waste them. Was just my thinking. And my force, though, going in. Try to land them, get some kills on the enemy, of course. Erdogan's going in. Let's see, where are these guys firing? Probably the last known position of those paladins. Let's see. Ooh. That did some damage. Didn't kill them, but it's just stunning them. It's just panicking them. At this point, you know, they need some defense over here. I just put down glorious leader bombs deployed because I'm using my B5 to utterly wipe out this area. And yeah, in order to get rid of these Canadian airborne, I am engaging at point-blank range with these mortars. You know, at that point, that's just what I needed. You know, and to do strafing runs and stuff. I mean, it was just that desperate was the situation. Of course, the Javelins, the Wolverines, and everything there finally managed to kill off one of those MiG-29s. I was like, no, because these things are pretty good, actually. At least now, after they got a bit kind of patched up. Now he has 2 of these F-15Cs. Yeah. Almost kills the Eagle. Almost kills it. You know, well, maybe not almost, but I thought it did a lot more damage, actually. But yeah, apparently they had a ton of these freedom fighters, and they were just willing to use them. Only to get shot down, of course, by the best anti-aircraft in the game. Well, not the best, but you know, you get the idea. But yeah, for some reason they were really missing. Yeah, that was my issue. The heck, they missed so many missiles. You know, why? How did they do that? Or how did they manage to miss so many? It's kind of the question at that point. And the mortar stunned them, and they had a lot of forces coming in, you know, so... For once, it wasn't the North Koreans who were trying to swarm and overwhelm. Yeah, so trying to get some... hey, wait a second. I have mortars! I remembered that, but he's moving the Javelins, which I was trying to kill. Because they were most responsible. Well, probably the ADATs, actually, but, you know. Yeah, these Hyundais are just not... And at this point, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm actually starting to run out of infantry. Which, if you're playing North Korea, is a holy crap experience. Don't know what he's doing over here. Maybe he's trying to refit them? Or maybe that was a misclick. I'm not really sure what he's doing there. Anyways, getting off track. Not focusing on the battle. A lot of tarantulas, a lot of schmells over here. Tomcat going in, trying to kill off this MiG-29 back here. But he orders the evac. The Bachungshu's get a kill off there. And you gotta remember with these Bachungshu also that they're just 10 points. So, they kill a transport, or they kill, some Canadian airborne, and they've earned or doubled their value. Or just repaid the value for the whole group, plus some. So you gotta remember that. somehow they stunned themselves that they killed the M113. That needs to be a meme or something. Yeah, rockets going in. Don't know what they killed exactly. I think they killed some Stinger Cs. But he ended up killing off both of them. So yeah, all of a sudden, the massive wave of tarantulas came in. I hate the tarantula personally. I do not like them. But recognize that there are some people who think they're pretty good. The one thing that they do have going for them is their anti-ship missiles. But you know, they just don't have anything else going for them, in my opinion. And their guns okay. And I guess you could say that their their anti-ship missiles is just great. Their guns okay, but their surface-to-air missiles are the Strela 2. Yeah, the Strela 2. Anyone else remember that? Oh yeah, I remember that. The thing that you're not supposed to use for the most part because it just will die. I think he might have been engaging it with the Paladins, considering that the rate of fire was so low. And now mortars are coming in because North Korea just can't catch a break. Really gutsy move there with the IL-1 too. Ooh, I was afraid that would happen. Oh, I think they were bombing for the CV. Of course, North Korea has no need to blind bomb areas. North Korea just sends ahead its Yukjeondae and gets many kills. Hornet going in. I don't think that was really a necessary run. And once again, Rock Eyes. Don't kill infantry. Cluster munitions won't kill infantry. It's something worth repeating. So yeah, these Bachong shoes were super close to killing off the CV. Getting these guys though in the building. Just at this point, anything and everything I have is coming in. As I'm sure it is with this guy over here. And, you know, he's dropped his reserves, and at this point, yeah, wasn't good for him. So, yep. There's some Highlanders coming in. But they're pretty, they're stunned, they're panicked. And yeah, these guys are just regular trained. Like they're coming in at veteran, but they're just regular trained. Yeah, once again, the mortars are really turning the tide of that battle. So yeah. But you can see just how far they've pushed me back here. And all of a sudden, I think they probably killed the Udaloy or something. They killed some really high point units, and so they got the lead. I'm like, holy crap! How did they get the lead, guys? What happened here? Yeah, bringing in a massive counterattack force of BTR-50s, with napalm infantry, as well as those ATS-103s. And at this point, North Korea starts to take back its rightful land. And I'm like, holy crap, boy, just found the CV. Missile goes, rocket goes in. Bachong Shu, same deal. Wasn't focusing on his own command. So, yeah. Ooh, man, that's going to be a bad smirch run for him. Or, like, for the enemy. Oh. Ooh, this is too close. That was so close. It's like, defense, watch it over here. Oh, it was those Exocets and Sea-Busters. Those will do it. That'll do it. F-15Cs going in. Not sure why. Probably just to see what's coming in over here. Interesting, he was using command helicopters. Don't use command helicopters. Yeah, I'm looking around here, and I don't see any of our CVs, but we've managed to neutralize the enemy CV. So I'm like, oh. Oh, that's interesting. And so I call in one of my Jenghu 3s. Yeah, he's managing to get his kills off, you know, because, you know, he's not, you know, he doesn't have any AA units there. And those tarantulas just don't have the range. Like, if he had brought in, you know, some of the other, I don't even remember their names, but they're basically, they look very similar to this. But they have, like, one of those, a much longer range, you know, surface-to-air missile. You might have been able to pick off some of those F-15s. And they maintain that AK-176 or a gun that's, you know, the same or better than that. So, you know, I mean, it's okay, you know, to not take these things, even if they don't have the Mosquite. But still, you know, those Mosquites are pretty good in naval action. I just prefer the Chinese Navy with the Huigens and the Jenghus. That's quite cool. It's really odd because he just has a bunch of Strelas in concourse coming in, and I was kind of ticked at that. It was like, really? That was literally my expression. It was like, use some actual infantry here, man. You know? I mean, where is your actual infantry was my question. For him, anyways. Finally getting some hold on the situation. And yeah, I managed to kill off those mortars, but the Bisons are still here. Still alive and well. He's pushing them in here because he's like, I don't think he's got too much control over this forest yet. And also, he must have thought he was more vulnerable to attack from there. Yep. And that's when, like, coincidentally, right when my ATS-103s and ATR-50s are charging. This is kind of ridiculous seeing these guys. They look really, really weird. They're just knocking down trees whenever they're in the way. Get out of the way, tree! Glorious leader's forces coming through. Oh man, you can see, that's awesome detail. You can just see everything moving about. You can see the ATS-103s moving too fast for the transports. Yep, oh man, and then big push coming in from everybody. Just pushing through the position. Cobra's did a great job though from 2 or Madu. Anyways, I managed to see this. So trying to get the Pachong-Shus to go after it. MiG-29 sacrifices himself for glorious leader and kills off an F-15C. Boom, boom. Oh, that was like, yes, moment. Moves it away just in time, though. They're just like sort of this, really? And also they didn't manage to kill it because they only have 14 armor penetration, which is a huge issue. Yeah, he's using these schmells. How much are these? 50 points? Yeah, they're a bit too expensive. Of course, the Chongshus kind of herd them straight into the ATS-103s. That are just advancing across here. Hide the HUD again. You can just see them kind of moving across. But yeah, tanks killing schmells here. Bring that HUD back on though. He's pretty much stuck though. And once again, I put these on attack move, and so they'll just automatically, you know, advance through this forest. Now, I managed to take out this. I think he's, you know, saying that he's gonna kill this. No, how exactly? Interesting, these Strela 3s are doing pretty well. You know, they're, yeah, you know, good hit there. Not sure how they one-shotted it. I mean, it only has, these have 4 HE? No, they only have 3 HE. Must have been a nice damage roll or something. And at this point, it was just like, use some real infantry. That was all I could think, anyways, was use some real infantry. You know, I mean, he's got a bunch of Strela 3s here, and I'm thinking, why the heck does he have a bunch of Concourse and Strela 3s? Huh. It was just sort of my response, anyways. You know, I was trying to refill these to cut off some of my, you know, the ship line, the supply lines and stuff. Also bringing in another Jegnu to cover for this guy. So while he did get some kills, he also took a pretty bad hit. So yeah, just trying to keep this guy in the fight here. Type 80's coming in. Try to kill off these Cobras. In the meantime, his tanks are coming in. Not sure to where. Probably to try to kill off of these, probably to try to kill off the, ships. Would be my guess. Or he's probably just retreating this line to get it back to here. That would make more sense. Also bringing in, enemies also bringing in an Avenger. They've got the Wolverines. Wolverines! You know, they've also got, you know, they got a lot of stuff set up here. This is not going to be an easy, you know, not to crack. But yeah, the Tarantulas are pretty decent Seawees. You know, so they managed to hold that off. At least the first wave. And yeah, those aren't going to get through that. They're just not. This was a poor job on my part, you know, not clearing this out. And I didn't even see this. I was just managing other forces and such. So yep, I'm going to speed this up again. So yeah, very, very long battle. Very long. Down some smoke with, I'm guessing, the Paladins here. Interesting that you see them using their smoke ability. Also manages to neutralize this with an MI4 command. Wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, you can do it. MI4 landed managed to kill off the Avenger because, you know, it can't engage landed units. Tarantulas doing okay. At that point, HKE3, he surrenders, and he's like, and my teammate, he's like, let's heli rush. Please don't do that. Anything, don't do that. The scores are just too close. But, you know, we managed to get the kills needed. Somehow, North Korea managed to get the least amount of losses on the entire team. Don't know how that works, but, you know, I don't know. But still, so yeah, managed to do that. Also got a very high amount of command points. Sadly, we can't see how my units did, but really, the real heroes of today were the Yukjunde, the Special Forces. These guys were just super good. I mean, they were exceptional at killing off the enemy tanks, killing off the enemy infantry, whatever it was. But yeah, if you want to see a review of the stack, I'm also posting my breakdown of this stack where you can see all the units that I had access to, all the units that I was using. You can see, so here you can see, you know, them in action, how I was using them, why I was using them, and then you can also see, you know what units I brought in the deck. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a long one, 44 minutes, but, you know, sometimes we have to sit through things. And if you're still here, thank you. But anyways, this is RC0538 signing off. Hope you have a good day.